Hello folks, Skillface of Baylor here, playing as Paragraphs on Baylor. We're going to go in here and check for one of the quests that I believe I may have failed to pick up. That would be important to pick up. It's noisy in here because this is global again, and we want to talk to Hogan the barkeep. Okay, so we talk to Hogan the barkeep. I will help you. And the reason I want to do that is because I actually have a couple of different quests for Hogan, or sorry, for the area that Hogan's going to send me, which those were to kill Skullcrusher Longhorns, and I currently have I want to do that before I go hit these X's because I'm going out in the direction the Longhorns are, and if I happen to stumble into one, I want to be able to be ticking stuff off of my quest abilities. And then at the same time, I have a bounty for those horns as well. Or not so much for the horns, just for the mobs themselves. Now, when I hit level 15, it's going to be very nice because I get the ability to apply more of my skill points. I'm at about 500 gold. I'm using the starting weapon. None of this is what you would run into leveling an alternate character. None of it's what you would run into being part of a clan that's geared more by higher levels, that kind of thing, necessarily. But as you can see, it is all very doable. None of this is particularly difficult, except that I'm not letting myself regenerate energy between opponents. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. And then we're going to increase our out-of-combat health and energy regeneration to help us, regen up a little. I don't want to get too close because I don't want to fight him before I have enough energy to make it all the way through the fight. As soon as I go into combat mode, I lose all of my regen because all of my regen is currently out of combat regen. Alright. One remaining. And that's probably it, the slightly larger, closer X. Notice I skirt the other opponents. This is mostly to conserve energy. On a warrior, I'm probably still going to win the fight, but I'm going to conserve energy. Also, when I run up close to this this set of stones for a quest, oh, good grief. So this shouldn't happen to you if you have your auto attack on. I don't, because I play mage, and casters don't really need their auto attacks on. Okay, so as far as I know, there's no way around having to run back to the tavern and back again. I'm going to check my distance to the next laystone. I'm close to halfway. So let's do this. Here's what we're going to do. The guy I just ran past is the next thing I'm going to have to fight. If you're worried that you're not going to have enough strength to take on these next mobs, if you've been having trouble with the last mobs, then you want to go ahead and turn in that quest already. But as for me, I'm actually going to do better, hopefully, killing the Longhorns for the Longhorn quest and unlocking the next laystone early. You almost always want to unlock the next laystone early rather than running all the way back to a laystone that you should basically have already had, and the game will happily run you back and forth all day, every day, which is no fun. So we're not going to do that. But if turning in a quest means you will be able to complete the second quest without dying, then, at that point it becomes much more doable. I'm watching that approaching opponent, wondering if I'm going to have to run. I can drag something with me when I run. But as soon as he starts getting auto-selected, I start getting a little worried. This starting weapon, I'm not going to throw it away because it's quite fast, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, and that can be kind of painful. Now, at this point, how close I've gotten, I want to do 2 different quests. You see the laystone over there? If you can see a laystone in the distance, you definitely want to run to that. But the other thing that I want to do is when I get over to this circle, I want to run around that circle and I want to pick up 4 clovers. And the reason for that is there's another... Ooh, that's an onion. I don't need an onion. I need to conserve pack space. But they're going to grow all around here, and they're not going to be super difficult to find. That's a carrot. We don't need carrots. Because enemies stay a little bit clear of this circle. Alright, I don't know if that's 3 or 4. But either way, I have to keep going this way, and clovers stack, so it's not the end of the world. I do want to make sure that I'm armored, and then I want to run to that laystone. Yes, I get hit an extra time, but if I get hit an extra time and it takes away half of the damage he does, well, it's still a good trade for me. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First off, I don't actually know what those X's... Yes, I do. Those X's are the remaining longhorns, and I'm going to go ahead and transport all the way back, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I have to run back out there anyway. The big thing that I'm saving myself is the run out to the laystone later. Alright, so there is the level up. Also, I'm going to want to come by, snag this. These hunters' remains can be gathered up and turned into bounty pledges, which can be sold if you're early game, or let's see, level 15. Alright, so when we level up one more time, then we can come back to this guy, but the point is he's going to want the clovers that I just collected, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so now I can actually jump some of the space this way, then double check the distance between the stones. Yeah, this is an acceptable run. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm running from the nearest stone. Alright, I'll try not to put too large of sections in single videos, but I may have already done that. We'll see. Okay. Now, I throw this skill before I ever get to him so that I can regenerate all my energy by the time that I get there. Okay, now, as soon as that starts to change color, I can load up my pummel skill. He gets hit with almost all the damage at the same time. Also, I can do that. I'll only have to kill a couple of these. As you saw, they're not particularly hard, but it is worth making sure that I am at full energy before fighting them, so that if RNG doesn't like me. Also, if you run up behind them like this, sometimes you can get an extra hit in. Also, I have to be a little bit careful if that guy comes too close. My life could be a bummer. Alright, so I'm going to let Protective Stance cool down. I'm going to cast it. Then I'm going to let the energy from that regen. And then we're going to do this, and that, and this. We hit him with all that at once, and hopefully we get in an extra auto before he manages to turn around. It's iffy, but worth a shot. Okay. Now it's going to want me to run back and turn that in, which I could do, but I still need to kill more longhorns, and the turn-in for the longhorns is in the same direction, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill more longhorns for now. You can end up doing a tremendous amount of extra running if you're not careful. You see, I completed 2 different quests at once there. It was totally worth that run. All my X's went away. Alright, and here is what we're trying to avoid. So we're standing here. If we didn't have that laystone, we would run over and get it. And the reason is because we've already done that large run. We're going to turn this in, and then he's going to tell us to do the run again, directly to the other laystone. Well, actually, he's going to tell us to kill the Skullcrushers first, which, as you can see, are slightly closer to the other laystone in all cases but one. And let's see. Here, we'll go take a look at these. This is the fishing quest, right? That guy, if you talk to him, he teaches you to fish. We'll cover fishing in a different video. And then I think there's one that tells you to go up into the attic of the tavern and kill some things in the attic. And that would be that one. Yes. We are not going to do attic attack right now. I may do a walkthrough of that a little bit later. I believe there's a repeatable in that section as well. I know people were talking about needing to go to level 100 or so before you do repeatables. That's not a thing. Repeatables are available very early on. And that's where you just do the same quest over and over again, where someone will let you do it multiple times. That is not a repeatable, what I just turned in. I'm going to go to the castle because my bounty was that same thing. And you'll notice that where I need to go back to starts at a laystone, and I do all these detours when I am near a laystone in the quest line. It saves me some travel. If you have a mount, you feel it less, but it still can be worth doing. Okay, now we'll be able to turn in, and I'm still doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we're good. Now my skills. You know what? Let's not. Let's leave this where it was for now, and we're going to start with Pummel. And the reason we're going to start with Pummel is because our damage is where we're feeling it more than our armor. We're surviving just fine in most cases. All right. And we can't do Frenzy because Protective Stance and Frenzy can't go on at the same time. Anyway, we'll be able to turn in the quest at that statue, which will give us even more XP, and we're going to go ahead and try and take this. Alright. Skullcrusher supply chests. Yes. Alright, so I only have 1 remaining because I got most of them done the last time. Now when we make that next run out from the eastern docks, we are going to kill some things along the way that'll give us supply chests. While we're here, we're going to make a run back to that statue. Right, and the last time that I did this did count as a wasted run because I did not know that it was level 15 required. I do know these statues have various level requirements, but I didn't know that was the level requirement, and yeah, that's been a bit of a problem. But there we learn... weird. Okay. Yeah, so he asks us for the clovers, which we get. Now we make an offering, and if you do it early enough, you should get XP as well as the ability. Yes. And we learned the reflex ability. We don't need these super early on, but it's good to get nonetheless. Because it doesn't hurt to get it before the Scryers. The Scryers throw different spells. The big place you're going to notice it, though, is... let's go after this one. The big place you're going to notice it... There we go. is when you fight in Karamore tunnels, when you level there, all of the mobs are going to start being skill mobs. Now, I don't immediately go back because I will soon have to go to a Laystone, and when that happens, I want to be turning in my side quests in conjunction with that. And these people who tend to lead with spells can also be a good place to get behind them. Sometimes they'll throw some buff spells and they won't start auto-attacking you, or different things like that. Now, if I were to taunt them, they would just immediately attack, but let's see here, I was able to put in a decent amount of damage. He's probably gonna end up being able to do more damage to me than the average mob at his station from doing magic damage, but I believe a lot of the damage from the Vines type skill was also crush damage, which I resist heavily, which is what you're seeing here, and those will actually conveniently wear off at almost exactly the same time. Alright, yes. Didn't time that on purpose, but that's great. Alright, so buff, and then we wait because I do not want to run out of energy and have to auto this guy to death. My auto is not good. Also, we need to heal. So I haven't put any points into meditate or recuperate, which are the skills that I just used. But I did at least do them. So now we just hit him with everything we've got before he turns around. And the fire damage I am not going to get out of. I'm just going to get hit by the full thing, even though I have protective stance on. It doesn't protect me from that sort of a deal. It should protect me from his auto attack, I think, but I'm not certain of that either. And I am getting hammered compared to the last guy, and the reason for that is that this guy both has Shield of Bark, or a Shield of Bark type skill that is increasing his armor, and also is hammering me with that elemental damage. And as you can see, my energy is low enough that I'm out of the, I have to wait and just auto him to death. Warriors are pretty good for the high health sort of thing. We're going to check the map and see. It's not really shorter from the Laystone, but it's close. And also the time is actually friendly to us right now because we want to make sure that we get all the way buffed up. So I went ahead and threw protective stance already so that if I get attacked along the way, I get hit with significantly much less damage. A lot of these lower level mobs, almost all of them, are going to hit you with physical damage. So this skill is just very, very strong early on. Alright. Line up behind him. Get everything set. And then cast this, and I start casting that before I click auto so that he gets hit by all three things at the same time. If I hit auto, then he starts to turn around, and then my autos pause for that giant swing turnaround. Okay, there we go, and you saw that was significantly more effective, which is nice. Okay, now we're going to go back here, talk to this guy who should give us, I believe, our new breastplate, which is awesome. Yes. So we're going to equip the Dauntless breastplate, and then we're going to, you'll notice our next quest is right next to a Laystone. So actually we can turn that in without a problem. Let's do that. So we talk to this person. Okay, they give me a new thing to do. I'm wrong. There we go. And you'll notice I'm just pouring into these 2 skills because of my starter skills. These are the only ones that I want to be using right now. Now this X is everywhere, but before I go anywhere, I need to deposit both the chests and the both the chests and the armor. So the chests go here. And I know I need pledges to do more bounties, so we're not even going to mess around with that. I could have run up the stairs using the laystone, but it wouldn't have saved me too much time. We're going to put the breastplate in, and we're actually going to drop that clover. Alright. The dilute energy potion. Oh, it's an energizer potion. Okay, so this might actually be helpful later. I don't know that I want that, but maybe, who knows. So anyway, we're gonna do this. Okay, I only got 1 relic shard. That's a bummer. Drop this. Okay, that opens up some space in my bank, but let's talk to the banker. Let's put I'm keeping the resurrection idol because it will let me resurrect in place if I die on an important quest. Alright, you'll notice I stuck pretty close to the laystone so far, so it hasn't been a huge problem. But it's there. You know what? I'm gonna keep this with me. Alright. And then we go back to the laystone to start on the first repeatable. There we go. And we'll pick up from here in the next video. I hope this was helpful to you, and have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow with another Celtic Heroes video. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for new videos every single day. I have missed a couple of days. I'm slowly getting better at not doing that, but on the days following a day where I've missed uploading, there's normally 2 or 3 uploads. So hopefully I'm at least sort of making up for it. And yeah, with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like or comment down below if you have other tips that people might benefit from, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.